Hey, thanks for stopping by. Robert Kofoed with Computer Creations, and today I wanted to just cover a little bit of my journey with thunderlaser. In late 2019, I started looking at lasers. It was just when I was switching my business from a custom wood products business to a custom laser products business, and I found Thunder, and I started asking questions back in late 2019, and purchased my first Thunder laser in early 2020. And since then, I've owned 4 different Thunder lasers and absolutely love the brand. I've owned a Nova 2460 watt. I've owned a Thunderbolt, one of the first ones to hit the United States, and absolutely love that. And the RF tube, the new RF tube that they had. I had since sold that Thunderbolt to a good friend of mine and upgraded to the Thunderbolt Pro 22 that's got the 38 watt RF tube, and have been absolutely loving that. Of course, my old reliable that I've had for almost 4 years, my Nova 35100 watt glass tube. It's a workhorse. I've loved this thing, but I am thinking seriously about upgrading it to either the 35 Nova Plus or quite possibly the Titan. Probably make that decision in the first quarter of 2026. So I've owned 4 different Thunder lasers, and I will tell you the couple of things that I really enjoy about the Thunder lasers that stand out to me more than anything is, number one, their support that they have. Their support is top notch. I have had only a few times that I've needed support, primarily on little nickel dime things that I've had, and they respond within mere minutes. And I really appreciate that. I know that I don't have to wait hours or days sometime to get a response back. The other thing that I will tell you that you really need to consider when you're purchasing a laser is look at their knowledge base. If they don't have a good knowledge base to where you can go out and find the answers yourself, you probably ought to keep looking. And their knowledge base is fantastic. A lot of written documentation, a lot of videos. And so that is top notch. The fit and finish on these are really good. And the reason why I mention that, and a lot of people don't consider that when they're buying a laser, is you're cleaning these things a lot. And if you're using them a lot, you clean them a lot. And if they have a rough finish, they're a bear to clean, and the fit and finish inside and out are as nice and smooth. So cleanup is an absolute dream with these. It's very easy, doesn't take any time at all, and when you get done they look like brand new. And so they function well, they look good, they clean up easy. The other thing that I will tell you that I really enjoy from a functional perspective is they have the dual air assist. So the dual air assist is right on the side of the lasers, and you can control your air volume on the fly, which means you can change the contrast of your engraves. If you're doing acrylic work, it's critical that you have the ability to adjust that flow on the fly to be able to get that perfect polished edge. So Thunder laser is pretty incredible, and like I said, I'm going to continue to use them. They've been a great company. I wanted to talk a little bit about the RF2 Blazer specifically, and what the differences I notice with the RF2 Blazer versus the CO2 glass type laser. One of the things that I enjoy about the new Bolt series and the Nova Plus series is with the RF2 Blazers, number one, you don't have a chiller. Number two, your power distribution is from 1% to 100%. So you don't have that tube drop off like you do with a glass tube. And so for doing very fine engraving, the RF2 Blazer is really the way to go. And so I do most of my critical engraving on the RF side now, just because I have so much more fine adjustment that I have. The other thing is you've got a complete availability of lenses depending on what you're doing. I use a 1.5 inch lens for very fine engraving, but typically my 2.5 inch lens is what I use for the majority of my work. And a couple of things that I will tell you that I really like to do on this RF laser. Fine engraving like black granite. I do a lot of pet memorials, that kind of stuff. And doing black granite on this machine is an absolute dream. It's easy to do, and it's because you have the ultimate controllability of that laser beam with the amount of focus that you have. So that's good. It does really good on acrylic. Of course, on wood, just engraving in general, it is an absolute machine when it comes to those kind of things. Pictures are great on an RF2 Blazer. And so I really enjoy that part of it, meaning that if I'm going to be doing some fine picture work or fine engraving, the RF tube is no doubt the way to go. I do a lot of engraving on tumblers with this machine. So I basically, the majority of my materials that I use in this RF2 Blazer is tumblers, of course, a lot of wood products, a lot of granite, a lot of acrylic, a lot of leatherette. I tell you what, this RF2 Blazer does an absolute fabulous job on leatherette, especially the metallics. Where this one I struggle a little bit with metallics sometime, the RF2 Blazer, no problem at all. I can do any of the metallics and no problem at all. I don't get any inconsistency. And so I started offering metallics in the leatherette again once I got my Bolt series lasers. And so yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds. They're easy to adjust. The new control panel that is with these new Bolt products are incredible. They've got a lot of features that the older controller doesn't have, which is very nice. They've got much bigger storage. And yeah, that's why I think when I upgrade the one that I've had for 4 years here, I'm definitely probably going to go with an RF2 Blazer, whether it is the Nova Plus or the Titan. Just not sure yet. We're going to see where the pricing falls in the Titan. But yeah, I tell you what, the RF2 Blazer, without having to worry about changing out water because there's no chiller, makes a lot of sense to me. Other businesses. Do a lot of business-to-business work, and so I create a lot of hat patches, leatherette, acrylic hat patches, that kind of stuff on this RF laser. And so when I get an order to create a bunch of hat patches, I know that I can depend on this RF laser. The settings are very repeatable. It also does the acrylic style 2-color, 3-color acrylic material really well on this because you have such fine adjustability with that RF2 Blazer. So like I said, I just can't say enough good things about this RF2 Blazer, and I'm looking forward to see what I'm going to do next. To sum it up, I would say the fit, the finish, the quality, and the customer support with thunderlaser is just absolutely incredible, and I will continue to do business with them. Thank you, and have a great day.